Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the It's Just Dinner podcast. I'm your host, Tom Robinson, and right across from me, Bob Walls. Welcome.
Tom, here we are.
Here we are.
Back on the podcast
One
again.
more time.
What a great day this is.
What a great day it is. It is a great day.
Great day to be alive.
We have a guest here with us.
We do have a guest right here in the studio.
On camera, in studio.
Yes.
This is Dani Slaugh.
Hello.
Dani, welcome. Welcome to the number one podcast in America.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor.
Well, facilities like this you just don't see every day. You know, it's probably quite awesome for you to be here and see this.
Dani is a certified image consultant and personal stylist.
Yes.
And we have her here to teach us how to look better on our dates.
Yes. Well, let's rephrase that. We're here to teach younger people how to look better, because you and I we don't need to look better. We don't care. Our wives don't care what we look like.
I think
my wife give me a paycheck. Just as long as the check gets in the account, she could care less if I wear jeans or a tuxedo.
I think
to work.
my wife would appreciate me looking a little bit better. She's actually taught classes at the University of Utah and Salt Lake Community College.
Wow.
She teaches how to use your wardrobe as a strategic weapon.
Oh, wow. Weaponizing clothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I found this quote on our website, and I just absolutely love it because it fits in with exactly what we do here at the It's Just Dinner podcast.
Yeah.
She said that her goal is to make a difference in the lives of enough people to make a positive difference in the world.
Wow.
And I think that's what we do.
I like that.
Well, welcome, Dani Slaugh.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so glad to have this platform to maybe have a difference in lots of lives all the time.
Well.
Amen.
I like
with
that
all
too.
of your listeners.
There you go. And so you got into this. We were talking a little bit earlier while we were waiting for Tom to get his new headphones or whatever he was doing. We were talking about how you got into this, and you've been doing this for about 10 years.
Right. Yep. I've always loved fashion. I am terrible at sewing. I'm terrible at drawing. So the fashion design thing just wasn't for me. Plus, I don't know.
Just wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I love connecting with people. I love getting to know people. I love trying to figure out what's going on in their head and how do we dress them true to that.
And you realize that you and friends of yours told you have a natural ability to put clothing combinations together.
Right. Yeah.
And
I could take a Nordstrom catalog and then go buy things at Savers and create those looks.
Ooh, I like that.
That is a talent.
That's one of our favorite stores
right there.
I know, right?
Tom, I think, did you bring her just for me? Is this
just
an
for you.
intervention?
Well, what we want to do is I brought her here to see if she can help our listeners, the young people out there, to know how to dress to impress when they go out to dinner, maybe when they go out on a date, how they should look better. And this is not only for the young women, but this is also for the young men.
Right.
Yes.
Because as a young man, I know we need help. Because we wear shorts and T-shirts. We're talking to a clothing expert.
The first step in recovery is admitting you have a problem.
That's right.
Isn't it? No. So you have clients that pay you to help them improve their image in the clothing that they wear.
So they do understand there's a problem there.
Right. So the first thing is identifying I could improve in this area. Mm-hmm. And so I think when we're talking about younger people between the ages of 18 and 30, most of them can use some advice when it comes to this. There's not too many people that are totally confident. Sometimes you see those people, both males and females, that are very confident in the clothing they wear. And they're generally people who seem to have a natural ability to do like you are, that you can put together a combination of things and make it look good on you. And so that's not a skill that most people have.
Which can be learned.
Right. So you can learn that. That's why we're here today.
That's why we're here.
Okay, we've come full circle.
Yeah.
So what should people be thinking about when it comes to their personal fashion?
All right. Well, people get really hung up on first impressions. How to make a good first impression. But when you put clothes on, it affects you, the wearer, more than anything.
Yeah.
So the clothes you wear affect the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, and then how others react or respond to you. So a lot of blog posts and things will say, wear something that makes you feel confident.
Right.
I like that.
And what does that look like?
Right.
So if we want to get into the details, like a quick, easy way to help you to feel confident is to take your eye color and repeat it in your clothes.
Oh, really?
Get out. So that's why we got this thing. I was just going to say that.
I was going to say, anybody that's watching, her
watching
eyes are that color.
If you're watching us in color, her eyes are this beautiful cerulean blue color.
Yeah, exactly.
And mine are brown, though, so all my clothes would be brown and fall colors, so I guess.
Yeah, so let me just show you some examples.
Okay. So is Tom going to be the model here? Can you slip out and put this shirt on?
Okay, fine. Let's do this one because this feels more like Tom.
That's fair.
Something with brown in it.
Oh, okay.
That has brown in the pattern is going to bring out his eyes.
That makes his eyes just pop.
It does.
I've
never thought about wearing something like this. So.
And when in doubt, wear something with a collar.
Oh, okay.
And if it's a button-down collar, that makes it look a little bit more relaxed. So you're not going to wear your church priesthood church shirt that you would wear with a tie necessarily. It's going to be something that's a little bit less refined fabric.
Why the button down?
Just because it makes it look more casual.
Oh, it does. Okay.
More approachable, I should say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because the whole.
Do you have a button down? See,
of course.
That's why I feel like. That's why.
Am I approachable? I mean, come on.
I always feel like I can come and talk to you.
Well, there you go. That's because of the button-down collars. That's why I do that, Tom.
You can also repeat your lip color. So this might bring out Tom's
your.
But here, Tom, we've got brown buttons on that.
Your lip color.
Ah.
So so lip color.
It's mostly for the young ladies when you say that, or
TVH. I mean, I'm not as familiar with BYU standards, but if you do want a little kiss on the lips at the end of the day, repeat your lip color. It makes people notice your lips.
Get out of town here. So here's the thing that everyone in our audience is saying. Well, I don't know if that's appropriate, but they're all going to do this. 100% of them are going to do this.
I will.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
and a little cherry flavored lip balm. I'm just saying that's not going to hurt.
I do want you to know here at the It's Just Center podcast, we are very pro kissing. I just think that needs to be out there.
That's true.
I used to have it on that board right there.
I know, I used to say that. Kissing is a form of communication. It's just really close. It's just very close communication.
Yeah.
So what about things that people shouldn't wear? I mean, I love this idea of matching your eye color, and you really showed me some good examples. But I mean, you want to impress. You want to make people attracted to you. You want to be friendly, and you want to look good. So what are some things they should be thinking about or not doing?
Okay.
I mean, is it like the shorts?
Have you
the
seen
shorts
that
thing
movie,
is
The Christmas Story?
Yes.
Where the boy comes down in the rabbit PJs that his Aunt Clara bought him, and the dad's like, "You look like a deranged bunny rabbit," with his glasses, and he's got this sour look on his face. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, I would say no to.
Don't wear.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, sometimes color is, but sometimes that's fit. If it's too tight, you're probably going to be uncomfortable. Yeah. If it's too loose, you might feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So if you're going to, so again, I mean, I recommend a shirt with a collar, but if you're going to play Ultimate Frisbee, wear a t-shirt. Right. And then wear your eye color, your lip color, or a bright color that's dynamic. But a good fitting t-shirt. So the neck hole is not stretched out.
The bacon, they call it isn't that the bacon look where it kind of looks like this along the
it's ripply.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to go with classics. So anything that's overly trendy, clownish, if you're somebody who's struggling to ask that girl out on a date, I would say, that's probably not for you. Keep it, just do the kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Everything comes back to kissing on this thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love that theme.
Yeah.
Now I've noticed you've said this multiple times already, and that is whatever makes you comfortable, and that will bring out more confidence in you and more positive kind of mental attitude.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you're comfortable in your PJs, so wear that, right? It means, look classy, but that can look a little different for every single person. So I hate to have super hard, fast rules.
So classy and comfortable.
Classy and comfortable. Overly trendy or overly revealing for girls. So like guys wear a collar. I think for girls, if you show a little bit of your neck, great, but don't show the total cleavage. I mean that's just kind of inviting the wrong kind of connection.
That's true. Good point.
Right? And when you show more skin, it invites touch. So you're opening yourself up for more touch. So you need to be ready for that. But
Be careful for that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when I see even students coming to class anymore, it's changed over the last several years. A lot of the young men come in gym shorts and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That has become kind of a standard wear. Even, before people dressed up when they came to class, not overly, but now it's very common to just wear a pair of basketball shorts and a T-shirt to class. And I notice a lot of the young women, yoga pants. I mean, huge.
A lot of yoga pants.
A lot of yoga pants. And, sometimes a little, scary, should we say that? And so I guess that would be on the comfortable side. But if you're meeting someone for the first time for a date, that's probably not the impression that you want to get. I understand you're coming to class and you're busy and you're doing things like that. You don't care what your professor thinks anymore, so that's fine.
And sleep is important.
Yes,
people would rather sleep.
Yeah, they would. And we've come through this whole thing where with COVID, people were learning online, and so you didn't have to dress up, and so we're kind of still recovering from that. So we seem to notice in the university level a lack of people really putting much time and effort into what they wear anymore. And so, but the difference is dressing for comfort is not necessarily what you want to do when you're trying to create a first impression.
Right.
And so a lot of the clients that you have that you bring in, that's what your emphasis is with them, is first impression. And so what do you advise people to make a good first impression based on the clothing choices?
And if it's a date, a good first impression is going to be something that fits really well, that you're not going to be fiddling with. Like for girls, if the skirt's really short, then you have to worry about how you're going to pick up the pen that falls off the table. So you just need to be really comfortable with things like that. Right. If it's an evening, you can't figure out what your eye color is or your lip color, and you don't want to come to me, wear black. Black is sophisticated.
There
it's
you go.
Slimming.
And is it attractive? I mean, is it?
Well, almost anybody can get away wearing black, can't they?
People, it looks great. So
now, Tom, that would not be a good shirt for you. The other one I love for Tom, but you did not pick this one out for Tom, did you?
And for girls,
although I don't want to say it might look good on you.
Yeah, for girls, have a little bit of flounce, like a little flouncy fabric or more rounded sleeves or collar. Less angularity is going to look a little bit more approachable. So the idea is that you don't want your appearance to be a barrier to making a connection with somebody.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That's good.
And so I think people are afraid of making those connections, and that's when they could do maybe the black overboard, maybe kind of a goth looking, and those people can be less approachable. Right. Let's be honest. You see that and you think, okay, I've got to be on my guard a little bit more. Right. So we want I'm inviting you into my space. Let's get to know each other. Let's see what we have in common. And again, it doesn't look like you just rolled out of bed. If you pay attention to detail in your appearance, people are going to think you're more detail oriented.
Wow, that's really good advice.
Now, when you look at the advertising industry, like if you go to New York, you look at the billboards, young, skinny people are the ones that they use in the ads. And so a lot of the clothing is geared towards the younger teenage audience. At what age do you get to the point where you can no longer dress like a teenager?
Good question. I think that varies for some people, but yeah, 30s. So I start seeing women and men in their mid 30s coming. Actually, before that, like right now, people that are millennials are in a crisis because they don't know how to wear anything besides skinny jeans, and they are going the way of the earth. So like we're.
So skinny jeans are going out?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah. Just killed your whole wardrobe.
Yeah. What am I going to wear now?
And if you're going on a date, you don't have to wear the holes. Let's just keep it a little more simple.
And so where are we going? If the skinny jeans go out, are we going back to bell bottoms? Are we
khakis?
Going back to
Dockers?
If you're a curvy girl, bell bottoms are great. If you're more of a straight girl or a triangle, straight legs are good. So we work with different figure types, body types for men, straight legs for men. I worked with a guy yesterday who's like 6'3" and stick thin. The slim fit is still great for him. So it does depend on
So
your.
so a
on your
lot
body
of
build.
this is that just assessing where you are.
Yeah.
Because just because the models look good in skinny jeans doesn't mean that you will.
Yeah. I noticed one of your questions are who are the style icons of today?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I would suggest that you pick a style icon who has similar features to you. So if you're, I have a girl that I worked with today she looks part Indian and part African American. And so Mindy, what's her last name? On The Office.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Kaylee?
Yeah, she's her style icon.
Right.
And it's a great fit because
great
they have
fit.
similar coloring, they have similar
Right.
body builds. So pick somebody who
George
has
Costanza
characteristics like
is
you.
mine.
Is that right? That's a good choice. I'm starting to feel that.
For anybody that watches Seinfeld, that's
right,
a funny
people
reference.
always tell me that I look like David Bowie. And so I got a boa and some earrings and
It's
things.
Angelina Jolie for me.
It just wasn't a good look for me, the David Bowie look. So I
What about
awesome.
you've talked about skinny jeans? What about jeans when you're going out to dinner for the first time or on a first date?
Oh, I would just keep them simple. Lighter washes are more popular in the summer and spring and in warmer weather, and darker washes in the winter.
They're casual enough to kind of say inviting
Yeah.
you into my space, but
Yeah. Like chinos for guys are always going to be great too. I think you could do Dickies.
Oh
That's-
yeah, well that's really popular right now.
Yeah.
Who
do
knew
Dickies
Dickies would
with
be
a
that-
button-up shirt. Yeah, and you're good. You're good to go.
now as long as we're on the fashion thing here, shoes are always a concern for people. For women, some women who are not naturally tall can accentuate that through higher platform shoes,
Yeah.
and some women who are tall want to wear flat shoes because they don't want to be taller than the person they're going out with. And so what advice do you give people when it comes to footwear?
Yeah. I wish there was a quick, easy solution for men who are shorter too.
Yeah. Well, they do have platform
me-
shoes for
Me
men.
too. I wish that.
Yeah. Well, you could do hats like Pharrell
Oh,
Williams.
there you go.
Or cowboy boots. Those have heels on them.
Right.
But in general, again, I think shoes can kind of reflect your personality. So if they're dirty and they've got holes in them, you look at those shoes and you think, I bet that's what your room looks like.
That's
Right.
You know? And
Is
so
that
if,
true, Lauren? Do you see?
I mean, I assume so.
Yes.
Obviously, I go to BYU and I've never been in another boy's room, so I would not know.
But the truth of it is, you don't want to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But shoes,
Right.
they can express a little bit about who you are too.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I met my husband at the U, his shoes were cool. They were these cool leather Mexican sriracha sandal things.
Yeah.
So the first thing you noticed was his shoes.
I remember exactly what he
so
was
you
wearing
said
the
to me,
first time I met
You
him.
had me at your shoes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a shoe guy, so
Are ya?
I look at shoes and I try to have nice shoes. Now I know for a while the brown shoes were kind of a thing. Are brown
Yeah.
shoes kind of out now, or what are we doing with the
So
kind of a
they're
casual
kind
boys?
of like a rusty brown,
Yeah.
like a cognac, right? Yeah. I would say those are still good. Chocolate brown is great. If you've got gray hair, not that anyone in here has gray hair,
yeah,
because-
no one.
because gray shoes are great.
That's good to know.
Interesting.
If you repeat your hair color in your shoes will always
Wow.
coordinate with what you're wearing.
So dirty mouse gray is what I gotta find. Where do I find shoes?
Wow,
like
that's
that?
good advice. Say that again.
If you match your shoes to your hair color, your shoes will always match what you're
Now,
wearing.
is that true for boys and girls?
Yeah.
Men and women?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
I need to go get some gray shoes.
Well, you got white shoes.
White
but you can't wear those after Labor Day. So we always
Oh,
used to
yeah,
have
that's-
that rule that you
that's
couldn't
my-
wear white shoes after Labor Day. Is that still true?
That's
or
my
is
next segment on Good Things Utah.
Is it really?
Yeah, the
Well,
end
it's
of the
too
month.
late because we're after the end of Labor Day.
No more white shoes.
Did you already put away your whites?
Yes, I did.
Oh, dang it.
Should I pull them
Might
back
could
out
get
again?
them
Is that
out
what you?
again.
Okay, I like
You
this.
know what? When it's 100 degrees outside, you can still wear white shoes.
So it's not really Labor Day. That was just back east. Labor Day came at the time when there was a demarcation between cooling off. So it's hot out
Right.
here in
Yeah.
Phoenix and in the West. We can wear white as long as we want.
Absolutely.
Oh, I feel so free.
Yeah.
I've been freed.
Yeah.
Now I know before we went on air, you were talking about the button-down long sleeve shirt, and I just kind of wanted you to talk about the sleeves.
But before we jump into that, I want to get one more thing on the shoes.
Okay.
While we're down at the shoe level,
Okay.
we're not
I
quite
wanna-
up to the shirt
so
again.
The one
so-
thing that I also notice are really wild and bright tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Because Nike, you
Yeah.
know, all the companies, they're making these beautiful tennis shoes now. Are those appropriate? I mean, wearing, you know, because they've become more than athletic shoes, because most people don't even wear those when they play sports because they don't want them to get dirty. But, you know, if you're wearing, you know, neon green or highlighter yellow tennis shoes, is that a bad thing, or is that now okay to
It's
wear?
fine if you keep the rest subtle. You want one dominant focal point in your outfit.
Wow.
And so if you don't know what that is, back up to a full-length mirror, close your eyes, open them. Where does your attention go? If
Wow.
it's staying on the bright green shoes, well, that's okay. But honestly, if you're sitting across from somebody at the table at dinner, you want them focusing on your eyes.
Right.
So I would say, are bright green shoes okay? Yeah. Keep the rest subtle and you're fine. But if you really want people to focus on your eyes or your lips, repeat those colors.
Interesting. So if
Yeah.
you've got the wild, bright tennis shoes, you should dye your hair to match them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is such
Yep.
good
There you
advice.
go, neon
Or-
green
Hey,
hair.
listen to this,
Or add
kids.
the neon green earring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah. Bring it up and around your face. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
a
go.
strategy.
I'm sorry.
Now you cut me off. I can go back.
No, you're back on your the sleeve rolling of the.
Yeah, I thought that
Yes.
was fascinating when you were talking about when the boys are wearing a button-down shirt and they have long sleeves. What
Yeah.
was your recommendation on that?
Okay, so here's my little confession to you.
Okay.
But I share this with lots of women, that women think men's arms are sexy. And especially when they've got kind of veins and strong, like on their forearms, I'm
Wow.
talking about. So, a little technical.
Amen. I will.
Yeah, right?
I will concur.
Right?
Really, this is fascinating. I never.
this is breaking news.
65 years
Breaking
I've
news.
lived on this earth, and I never knew
And
this.
you didn't know that. So,
I did not know this,
if
but you know
you-
it's too late for me. It doesn't matter. But go ahead for you
Impress
young
your
guys.
wife.
Listen up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The eye is drawn to contrast. Wherever you put that contrast, people are going to notice, right? So if you put the sleeve length right below your elbow,
yeah.
right where that arm is looking pretty strong and veiny,
Look at Bob. You got veiny arms. I don't
people,
have the good
that's
veins.
what the women are going to notice. They're going to notice that contrast between
Wow.
your shirt and your skin. Yeah, I'm just saying it could light them up a little bit.
Interesting. So
Fair enough.
highly recommend rolling up the sleeves
well,
on the
if
shirt.
Just below
only
the
if
elbow.
you've got veiny arms. You know, if you've just got like baby-looking arms, keep those things
I know.
down,
Right.
or get a
I'm
tattoo.
looking for
Yeah,
I don't
you-
have now even if you don't have veins, is this still a good look?
Yeah, no,
and
no.
so
yeah.
yeah.
It still looks, manly. I mean, look, there's a huge difference between
Yeah.
women's arms and men's arms.
Now,
I mean,
Lauren, where are you coming in on this?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Really?
I think too, because I've taken. I mean, I'm obviously not an expert, but there's also like the rule of odds, like odd proportions, right? So like that, like on women too, would also help.
3/4
right?
length sleeve is
Yeah.
very slimming. So, girls, if you do carry some weight in your upper arm and you don't want to show that, the 3/4 length is great. Should I show one more top for
Yes,
the
you
please,
should.
please
Yes.
do.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, this is sheer, so obviously you would wear a shade shirt or something under
Right.
it. But it's just kind of flowy and billowy, and it creates an hourglass circle. So it's more cinched at the waist. It's red, so it's going to emphasize her lip color. And there have been studies that show that men are attracted to women who wear red.
Another breaking news.
They will
What-
spend more
okay.
money on dinner.
Tom, what color? What color does my wife wear?
Red all the time.
Every
She-
time you see her.
Now it all makes
Now
sense.
it's now I'm
She
understanding
knew.
why.
She's known this
I'm
whole
getting it.
time.
Yep. But flowy fabric, kind of it's just like a romantic flowy sleeve.
I think so too.
Right?
Yeah.
So this says this girl, she's open for a relationship. She's ready for love, man.
Oh,
Wow.
ooh,
Period.
Lauren, that's what you're wearing right now.
Yeah. Well,
and
there you
that
go.
was a 3/4 sleeve.
And that was
kind
a
of-
3/4 sleeve.
Yeah.
Or it could be if you want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this opens the question of sleeveless dresses, because you see a lot of high school girls, teenage girls that wear sleeveless dresses. But when does it become problematic for women to wear sleeveless dresses, or is that just an individual situation?
Yeah. My personal opinion is you don't want to be showing a bra or a lot of bra. So if you're going to do something sleeveless, you want it to cover your bra or wear a bralette or something. But you don't want the bra to be the focus.
Right.
Again, we want the focus on the face. This is where we're going to connect with people. That light, that's the light in up to our soul. That's where we want people to notice.
Right.
So just as a general rule.
So your clothes should really highlight your face and your eyes. Yeah.
And that's why collars are great, because it's detail up by the face. So people are like noticing that little bit of detail. Eye goes up to the face. So yeah.
Now, we had a rule when I used to be in television that you didn't wear earrings that were larger than a dime, because they were too noticeable and they distracted from your face. Is there a rule like that in regular? I mean, because you see some women with earrings that are big hoops, and so how do you judge what is effective and what is not? Sometimes I see them and they look like fishing hooks. And I'm thinking, wow, I think I used to catch bass on those.
It can be distracting, and if you're always trying to adjust it, then you're not focusing on the conversation.
Right.
So I just say something that's not too distracting.
Yeah.
But again, it's that the power of one. If you close your eyes, where is the focus going?
Right.
And I don't know. You don't want your earrings to be as big as your face.
Now, what about other accessories like you're wearing a necklace and rings and bracelets? I mean, tell me about those.
Yeah, great. For girls all day long, for guys, I think it shows that you are a little bit fashion savvy if you wear like a leather bracelet or something. Yeah. My boys wear their guitar picks on their neck. And they're guitar players.
I was going to say, that sends a message right away.
Who doesn't like a guitar player?
Chicks dig rock stars. I mean, it's just a natural thing.
And it kind of looks like dog tag, so it's got that, it's like that tough guy military mystique.
And the musician thing all in one. Oh, the things I should have done 60 years ago.
Yeah. But you said girls all day long should pick something that attracts you to the face, but... Yeah.
And it depends on your personal style. Some people are just really classic and minimal, and then just do something small and, simple.
Okay.
So accessories, a lot of men put a lot of value in expensive watches.
Yeah.
And is that something that women even notice? Do women care? Is that important to women that men have a watch or expensive watch? Or
it's not to me.
As Dani and I both wear iWatches, we can answer that question here.
I think it's more important to men, honestly, than it is to women.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they're okay.
Is it more important for a man that a man has a watch?
So men are impressing other men with their watch rather than impressing women.
Exactly.
So a guy wears a watch, like an iWatch or an Apple Watch, and that doesn't impress the girl at all. She didn't really care.
I don't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But if you wore a $5,000 watch, I wouldn't care either.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like these Apple Watches cost $5,000.
I don't know.
I should say $20,000. Watches do cost that.
I'm not the host of this show, so I can't afford the Apple Watch. I'm just the sidekick. So.
I mean.
What about? I know you. Do you get into hair at all? Sometimes I wonder about hair and the young men's hair and how they should have.
Well, yeah. I have heard from a lot of male clients that the chicks dig the beard, the facial hair,
really,
and now the mustache. Now
we're back.
You're not a fan.
We've come back to the 1970s.
It has to be the right person. Some people can pull it off really well, and some people look like they're homeless.
It could be a trash stash.
But scruff is usually always nice.
Yeah,
I feel like most women that I talk to are like, scruff.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? That because I hear that a lot too from younger women.
I think it's just
younger
the
men.
masculine. It's
the masculine.
It's the bad boy look.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but
it's kind of casual.
I don't want to. If that's not who you are, then don't do it because it's going to wear you.
Right.
It's not going to look genuine. And The whole point is to just be true to you. Maybe be a little amplified, a little bit better version of you.
Is that true with hair as well?
Yeah.
The hairstyle?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do anything too extreme if you're really interested in making that connection,
right.
or being open to lots of different types of people. Nothing too extreme, but...
What's your recommendation to the ladies out there about their hair? Is the same thing? Don't be too extreme, or...
I would say just put some effort into it. Don't look like you just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
But just look a little bit more refined for
now,
your day.
I would say hair is one of those things that really tracks you to the face.
Yeah.
That it really pushes the eyes into the face.
Yeah. So the people that go through my program, we talk about your face shape and what's the best hairstyle for your face shape, because everyone wants to look like they have that oval ideal face shape. So
oval is the ideal.
Yeah.
And if your face shape is not oval, then there's things you can do to make your face look more oval.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's where your hair...
like if your forehead is rectangular, you put your hair down on the edges of your forehead so that it looks a little bit more rounded.
Okay.
Right? More oval ideal. If your jaw is pointy, then you have your hair a little bit longer for women out to the sides, or bigger earrings that is going to visually make your jawline look a little bit wider.
Yeah.
So it's the art of illusion.
And see, this is going back in history, but I remember there was a skater named Dorothy Hamill. And she was in the Olympics. I think she won the silver or something. But suddenly the next day I came to school and every girl had the Dorothy Hamill haircut. And some of them looked really good in it, and some of them it didn't look good on them.
Yeah.
Next thing, there was a lady named Farrah Fawcett, and she had this hair that was parted in the middle, and it was the big hair thing. And suddenly every girl had the Farrah Fawcett look, and some looked good in it and some didn't. And then I remember when the TV series Friends came out. Suddenly everybody
had Rachel.
The Rachel hairdo, and that lasted for quite a long period of time. Yeah. And so the thing that I observed on this, and you can discuss this, is that a lot of times you look at other people and you identify with them because they're popular, but you have to realize that might not look good on you.
Right.
Not everybody's going to look good with the Dorothy Hamill haircut.
So it's the same with the style icon. Is your hair really thick, like your style icon for your hair? Well, then you can repeat their hair. If your hair is curly, then you can do that look. If it's not, if it sticks straight, find somebody you like who's got the straight hair.
So that's the first thing to do, is kind of to identify what your natural situation is, and then find somebody who's famous who kind of looks like that.
Or even somebody that you just think looks great, that you know personally. That's
I do the Steve Martin thing.
I can kind of see that. I see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he looks good in a suit.
The arrow through your head thing. I know I'm getting you for Christmas.
Most people look good in a suit, by the way.
Well, it's okay. So here, let's get back to that. Women tend to find men attractive in suits. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
probably not a good look on the first dinner.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I see like
if you're going to Lakai.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you're taking.
Guys, do not spend that much money on a first dinner.
But I see recently in fashion that you see a lot of men in suits with a T-shirt or with a button-down shirt with no tie.
Yeah.
And is that still an attractive look? Is that, it was kind of the Miami Vice thing.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now you're going back in time again.
Well, a few years ago, but that was with the bright colors and everything. Mm-hmm. But I still see that a lot of magazines, and I see more often than not, I see men in suits with a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Rather than, and so is that a good look for a first date, a casual date?
Well, I think I would say a suit might be a little too formal.
Right.
Especially in our neck of the woods.
Right.
So if you want to wear a T-shirt and a jacket, that would be great. A
T-shirt,
bomber
like
jacket.
A sports, or a sports
like
coat?
A utility jacket. Something like that with a T-shirt would be great.
Okay. Because that looks more casual. And then I guess it depends on the weather.
And a nice pair of jeans that fit well and don't have holes and are more of a straight leg instead of a stick-thin Jonas Brothers type jean. That's done. Yeah. Leave the white jeans.
I'm gonna have to go through my closet for all those.
Now all your white jeans are gone.
But I think a jacket is great, and if they can find casual looking jackets, I'm not saying puffy coats, and I'm not saying a blazer, But again, a bomber jacket or a utility jacket or some kind of a canvas jacket, you can dress that up and down a little bit more. And if you go in and you're too overdressed, you take the jacket off.
Oh, that's good.
There you
point.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. You can save. You can.
Yeah, but if you're underdressed, put the jacket back on. You got that collar,
right.
and you look a little more tailored. And
okay, so we're coming towards the end here, but I want to touch on this. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do this.
No.
And so, how can people be fashionable on a budget without spending? You can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on your wardrobe, and some people do that. But a lot of times, younger people, they don't have that kind of money. So what do you recommend to them that they do to be able to afford to have a style and to dress well?
Find colors that are your hair and your eye and your blush color. And then figure out who that icon is that is similar to you. And just repeat what they're doing.
Now you mentioned savers earlier.
Oh,
is
yeah.
it good to go out and do a little thrift shopping and find those kind of colors that match you?
Yep.
Because you can run across some nice stuff there. I mean,
my kids go to the bins at Goodwill, and it takes a little effort, but you pay by the pound.
Oh.
And they find some great things.
Right.
So
That's a big treasure hunt.
So here locally, you've got Goodwill, you've got Savers, you've got Deseret Industries, you've got a lot of access to used clothing. Even what's that? For East something that they sell down east.
I take a lot of clients to H&M.
Oh yeah.
And look for just kind of the better quality things there. There's some trashy things, but there's a lot of really good things, and you can get shirts for $20 or less.
Right.
So H&M's a good place to go.
Cool.
Well, tell our listeners where they can find you.
StyleByDani.com. And Instagram at StyleByDani_the_girl.
And tell everybody what you do for them, what you can do on your site. They can go to your site and find what.
Yeah, so you can kind of go through my process, which is we tell you what your personal colors are, what your figure type, your body build is, what your personal style is, and how do you dress true to that. And then we do shopping and create a whole new you, basically. Wow. I also tell you how to organize your closet in a more efficient way.
Wow.
Like capsuling, or we call it clustering. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Well, I would recommend going to StyleByDani.com, and I think we talked to her earlier about preparing for a job interview, preparing for going out to dinner, preparing for a first date, just dressing to impress, and I think you do all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So thank you very much for
being
with us today. Yeah,
and I just got to say, Tom, didn't he look stunning in that shirt?
I did. Thank you.
Where did you get that shirt, Dani?
We got it at Fry's. Smith's Marketplace.
Oh,
here.
wow.
We got it at Fry's in Phoenix.
Oh,
or Smith's
I've
Marketplace.
been there.
Smith's
Yeah.
Marketplace here. So okay, that's what we're getting Tom for Labor Day's already over.
Yeah.
What's our next
Halloween?
holiday? Halloween. It's a great Halloween gift.
Thank you. Well, Dani, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Hey guys, if you want to contact us, we are on Instagram at It's Just Dinner YSA. And you can also find us on TikTok, believe it or not, at It's Just Dinner. You can also send questions to the It's Just Dinner podcast at gmail.com. We're always interested in your questions and your stories. If you want to find out what else is in Bob's closet, you can ask us about that. He's got about 500 ties. I know that. So, well, thank you guys. Thanks for listening. And hey, just go have fun out there, would you?